80. We fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey!
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power! Fight the power!
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
We don't want to talk about anybody's individual experiences of it unless it's an experience that is affected by colorism in the way that you guys are comfortable with it. Colorism also happens on the other end. When I talk about the internalized racism and how lighter skinned voices, they don't get heard, they don't get pushed out there within the black community, that I get eye rolls, I get, you know, people, there's a reaction to that is very negative and not welcoming. And
I'm not in the business of denying people their lived experiences, like who am I? But I think we can also acknowledge that those things happen. Like lighter skinned people have like certain experiences where they feel invalidated because of their complexion. And we can also...
Can you acknowledge that colorism affects lighter skinned people?
There's no such thing as reverse colorism. Same way there's no such thing as reverse racism, reverse sexism, any reverse ism. That's what I believe.
Okay, that's your opinion. I respect it. That's
I
your opinion.
agree in the sense that the experiences you're talking about that circulate around like all this coded language of like you're not actually black or you're not black enough or like, you know, quantifying.
Which also happens with white people.
I
just
didn't
want to
finish
let that,
speaking.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to add to your point. Go ahead.
I have experienced versions of that myself, and I do not consider that to be colorism. Colorism is distinctly about a system and resources and visibility and autonomy within those systems.
Like, to add on what she said, like, about the whole bullying and things, like, that actually does happen. Like, I've been bullied just for, well, I consider myself as brown skin, but back then I was, like, really dark skin, and I did lighten up, like, probably 2 shades, maybe 3 shades because of it.
Can you tell me why you started to bleach your skin?
It's like you growing up in school, you have mainly guys making fun of your skin color and calling you charcoal, calling you dark. So growing up, you just start to feel like, oh, okay, no one likes me because of my skin color. Like, okay, I see. So that kind of does something to your head, you feel me? And also we have social media. They do praise lighter skinned women, Latinas, whatever, pale skinned women. So that kind of makes you feel like you're not desired, you feel me? So, and that's why I started bleaching my skin. That's why I started skin lightening because of it, you know? And you know, people that do buy my stuff.
Lord have mercy. Oh. The voice of reason has returned to the scene of the crime. KBLA Talk 1580, you already know what it is. Zoe Williams in the building with another riveting discussion. The colored lover. An engaging exploration of the effects of colorism on black love. You must use the dark-skinned slaves and pit them against the light-skinned slaves. And then you must pit the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves. Willie Lynch letter 1712. Now, a lot of people dispute the authenticity of the Willie Lynch letter itself, but can you argue the effects upon black folk here in America? It's very deep. Desire as plantation logic. How colorism weaponizes the nervous system. Your psychological insight here. Somatic trauma, according to Rothschild and Levine, shapes erotic reflexes. Preference may be a trauma response encoded by slavery psychodynamics. Yikes. Get to your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. Come on now, get to your phone lines. We got to talk about this. I know people, and listen, I want to preference it. Come on, I think people can find love in any race. When it's real, when it's authentic, when it's not performative. I think people can find the love of their life in any race, if it's real. But if your wound finds a partner, you hear me talk about it all the time, 1-800-920-1580. Your philosophical insight. Reenactment of oppression through romantic attachment is not desire. It's a subconscious repetition compulsion rooted in caste logic. Sheesh. Your spiritual insight. Attraction becomes karmic entrapment when it originates from a wounded ego, not from an authentic soul resonance. And then here's your empirical and clinical insight. Dr. Joy DeGruy, right? Her post-traumatic slave syndrome offers measurable evidence of inherited trauma influencing relational patterns. Get to your phone lines. I need to talk to you about this. If you're in an interracial marriage or interracially dating, is it coming from a space of soul resonance, your attraction towards your partner? Or is it coming from a wounded space where, like we heard the young lady in the clip articulate, I lightened my skin because, she didn't feel worthy. She didn't feel like anybody wanted her. People were shaming her for her skin color. Romantic apartheid. The erotic caste system, the hidden erotic caste system in black love. I'm interested to know your thoughts. 1-800-920-1580. Here's your psychological insight. Attachment disorders and abandonment trauma can become eroticized via skin tone coding during childhood socialization. Your philosophical insight. Loving based on a shade is not love. It is a metaphysical continuation of white supremacy disguised as a preference or as taste. My taste or my type. Your spiritual insight. Until Eros is decolonized, sexual energy becomes a haunted relic of empire's ghost. This is going to hurt, guys. I have to do these types of conversations. We have to have real conversations about this, right? You've heard those statements. You're pretty for a dark girl, right? You've heard it. Here's your empirical and clinical insight. Studies, Hill, Keith, and Thompson, show lighter skin correlates to more favorable treatment in employment, romance, and education, confirming caste-based desirability. The fetish of light. How white supremacy hijacked the black libido. Fetishization of light skin, interracial dating, and racism, black beauty standards, sexual colonialism. Here's your psychological insight, 1-800-920-1580. This is crazy. The hypervisibility of light-skinned bodies foster both fetish and rejection, leading to a split erotic identity in darker-skinned individuals. Your philosophical insight. The erotic gaze, when filtered through colonial programming, ceases to see being and sees only value signaling. Goodness gracious. Are you guys ready for tonight's topic? I don't know. Yes, it's harsh, but we have to have this conversation. We must have this conversation. I think it's important. Self-hate still runs rampant in the African American community. And we need to understand its origins so that we can uproot it. I believe that organic love can evolve between different races, but it must come from soul resonance and not self-hate. The colored lover. A psychosexual indictment of colonial desire. An ancestral forensics into how colorism became the language of black intimacy. 1-800-920-1580. Colorism is not a conversation. It's a diagnosis, a pathology, a transgenerational psychosexual disorder born from epistemic warfare, now masquerading as preference, taste, or chemistry. The colored lover does not negotiate with these illusions. It surgically exposes them. This is not about skin tone. This is about the neurological fallout of white domination. It is about how the enslaved were taught to desire their masters, and how their descendants were programmed to view themselves and each other through the eyes of the empire. Yikes. As Dr. Joy DeGruy, right, empirically demonstrated in post-traumatic slave syndrome, the aftershocks of chattel slavery are not theoretical, they are measurable, observable, and inherited. From self-depreciation to internalized hierarchy, we now perform our wounds in our relationships. Our dating patterns are data. Our romantic rejection is social programming. We swipe left on our own lineage and call it love. Colorism is not simply cultural, it is clinical. The child who watched their dark-skinned mother suffer may unconsciously seek protection in proximity to whiteness. The son told, or the daughter told, right? You're cute for a dark-skinned boy or girl. Internalizes that beauty must come with an asterisk. And the nervous system, as Babette Rothschild and Peter Levine confirm, remembers every racialized stimulus, mapping trauma into a reflex. The plantation now lives inside the pleasure center. According to Dr. Tommy J. Curry, in his book, The Man Not, the black body is not only criminalized, it is erotically pathologized. Black men are simultaneously desired and demonized, right? Black women are hypersexualized and systemically disqualified from romantic protection unless they approximate whiteness. In both cases, desire is dictated, not chosen. There is no type. There is no training. And that training was perfected. The disputed but allegorically true Willie Lynch letter outlined the blueprint. Divide the enslaved not only by gender and age, but by skin shade. Turn melanin into a hierarchy. Ooh. Make desire an algorithm of power. The logic didn't die. It digitized. The plantation now lives in our swipes, our screens, our subconscious. Enter the colored lover, not a person but a symptom. The man who avoids dark-skinned women but quotes Malcolm X. The woman who loves black culture but dates only white men. 1-800-920-1580. The partner who confuses fetish with attraction. The one who cannot separate love from legacy or desire from domination. The colored lover is not choosing, they are reenacting. Erotic reenactments of ancestral rejection. As Ivan Van Sertima, right, revealed in They Came Before Columbus, African brilliance predates colonial contact by millennia. But in a world where dark skin is coded as danger and light skin as an aspiration, black children grow up in systems where melanin is shameful, and we still ask, why does colorism persist? When we come forward, if you're brave enough, get on the phones. Let's go.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
What about you? Yeah.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. Thank you, thank you.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Dr. Welsing, your theory to me seems to infer some innate behavior on the part of a human being because they are, quote, black or white. Would you agree or disagree that the terms black and white are not genetic definitions? And if they are not genetic definitions, then how could your theory be true?
Well, wait a minute. When you say genetic definitions, I'm not quite sure what you say, but for the sake of time, the factors that determine whether we're going to have skin pigmentation or whether we lack skin pigmentation is based on genes. In other words, you have genes that determine the quantity of melanin pigment that is going to be produced in your skin, in your eyes, in your hair. If you have a gene, a mutation towards an inability to produce that pigment, that is also genetically determined. And that is at least within the context of the Western world or the white supremacy culture. The dominant classification of people, not as determined by Francis Welsing, but as determined by white people themselves, is your classification. Either you are white or you are classified as non-white. This is on your birth certificate. This is on every paper of identification that you have. And this focus on skin coloration, I maintain, is based on the awareness on the people who are now in power, that they are a minority. The white group represents a minority in the world population. And the color focus is something that is a psychological, I say a psychological necessity based on a genetic reality. So I don't know if this gets to your question now, any other thing that one might say that results from the absence of pigment, I mean, that's another discussion. I don't know whether you want to go into that.
Well, following that logic, then, would it not be accurate to say that there would be a difference psychologically in light-skinned blacks from dark-skinned blacks?
Well, psychologically, yes, and I think that we are all aware of that. Under white supremacy, the conditioning has been the closer you are to white, the more acceptable you are. So that, for example, all of us learned as we were growing up in the black community, if you are black, stay back. If you are brown, stick around. If you are yellow, you're mellow, and if you're white, you're right. And the appreciation of an individual, even within the black group itself, was very often based on the relative absence of skin pigmentation. And even within families, children thought that they were ugly if they were darker. And families, parents have said that to children. Even now, people want to know when a baby is just born in the hospital, some of the first questions that are asked by the black parents about the child or the black family members, is it light skin and does it have straight hair? To know how much value we're going to put on this new baby. Because within the framework of the culture in which we live, the closer you are to white, the more you're considered beautiful, and perhaps under some circumstances, the more opportunities you will have.
Well, Dr. Welsing, if it is true that you were dismissed from Howard because of your views on that subject, what would you say then of the implications for academic freedom at Howard University?
Well, I say that, first of all, Howard University is a black university in name only. In other words, those who fund an institution within the framework of a political system, those who fund an institution determine what is going to be done within the framework of that institution. And so although Howard University is referred to as a black university and the majority of the student body is black and the majority of the faculty is black, still it is possible, I say it is possible, that those people who control the purse strings can say, we do not like such and such an ideology or philosophy that is coming out of this center. If this continues to come out, then we will not give you funds for building and we will not give you funds to continue the functioning of your center. Now you make your choice.
Well, are you saying that this happened in your case, or was it simply the case of one dean saying this to you? I mean,
well, let's put it this way. I can only suspect that it happened if you ask me to prove it, because I will say that the same funding forces or sources, if they said, well, we like very much what Dr. Welsing is doing. First of all, no one has been able to disprove what she's saying. That we think this is very interesting. I mean, whether the theory is correct or incorrect, it's a valuable idea to discuss, or it is being discussed a lot. We're glad to have that debate going on in an academic institution. We think that
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Eric Freeman, the first black deputy chief in Grand Rapids, Michigan, fire history, celebrated his retirement on Monday.
I was very fortunate to have mentors, African-American people in the department that really brought me up and showed me some things that I needed to do to be successful.
He joined in 1991 and rose through every rank. Atlanta Airport Chief Ricky Smith says his focus is improving the passenger experience, not just efficiency. He's pushing for shorter wait times at restaurants, baggage claim, and restrooms. Smith was hired by Black Mayor Andre Dickens earlier this year. And Illinois is joining 24 other states in suing the Trump administration over a $7 billion freeze in education grants. Black Attorney General Kwame Raoul says the move violates federal law and the Constitution. The group wants the freeze declared unlawful before school starts. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Is it time for a new job? Then it's time for Express Employment Professionals. Quit the endless online job search. Enlist the pros. Let a local recruiter from one of their 870 locations help. And Express never charges job seekers a fee. Go to expresspros.com.
Yeah, yo, come on. Here come the drums.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-687-7979. That's 800-687-7979. 800-687-7979.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
All up in your guts. French vanilla butter pecan chocolate deluxe. Even caramel sundaes is getting touched and scooped in my ice cream truck. Get up.
Yo, honey dip, summertime, fine jury dripping. Seen you on pickings with a bunch of chickens, how you clicking? I kept shooting strong notes as we got close. She rock rope, honey throat smelling like impulse. Your whole shell, baby's wicked like Nimrod. Caught me like a freshwater straw, or may I not be God? Attitude is very rude, boo. Crabby like seafood, it turns me on like Vine, see your law rule. They call me Starkey Love Hunt, check the strategy by any means. Shirley Temple Cross was done by Billy Jeans. Black Mrs. America, your name is Erica, right? True. Lazy Apple, small V6 shoe. Caramel complexion, breath smelling like cinnamon. Excuse me, honey, don't mean no harm. Turn around again. Backyard's banging like a Benzie. If I was Jiggy, you'd be spotted like Spot McKenzie. I'm high-powered, put Adina Howard to sleep. You're parting. That's been on my mind all week. But back to you, Maybelline Queen. Let's make a team. You can have anything.
So I would ask your audience, if they are watching, I would ask them to close their eyes, and I'm going to walk you through a guided imagery.
Yeah.
It is nighttime, and you're in your car. You could be the driver or you could be the passenger. You look ahead, and as you approach, you're noticing that there are blinking lights. And as you get closer, you see that these blinking lights are police cars. There are police cars blocking you. There are police cars lining either side of the street. Beyond the police cars is a yellow tape. Beyond the yellow tape, there are 3 young men. They're on their knees. Their hands are handcuffed behind their backs, and they don't have shirts on. Now open your eyes. And I ask them what they see. Now, normally, I don't ask it to of adult audiences, but I can see it sometimes when they flush because I said, I don't know what you saw, but I'm going to guess it wasn't 3 blonde-haired, blue-eyed boys on their knees.
Yeah.
And I do that because I want folks to know what has been embedded in our psyches. And I said that not only have I asked that question of adults, I've asked it of high school students. And they see brown and black boys. And I asked it of middle school children. And I see brown and black boys. And I dared not ask it of elementary school children. Because you see, those images have been etched into our consciousness. Doesn't matter what your values are, what you think you believe. This country has told you who the enemy is.
Yeah.
They have engraved it in your psyches. This is the dangerous one. This is the one to be feared. This is the one that we have to lock up. This is the bad guy.
You're carrying it into your intimate relationships. That ingrained, genetic encoded, brainwashed, you're the villain all the time. You're carrying it into your adult relationships. And that's the modeling you're picking up from society. That's not even talking about the modeling from home. So what is relationship for? It's not just Netflix and chill. We've over-prioritized the superficial aspect of relationships. Relationships are about recognizing the truth of who you are through the mirrored experience of intimate relationships. Triggers are mirrors. Ooh. Listen, that was Dr. Joy DeGruy, right after Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Both of them cooking with the rarest grease, man. You telling me this isn't in your relationship choices? Has nothing to do with it, huh? Back to Krishnamurti. It's layered, it's nuanced. What did Krishnamurti say? There's no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Is racism still a part of this society? Philosophically? Educationally? Psychologically, go back and look at some of the founders of psychology. Boy, racist than a mug. Do you understand what I'm saying? This isn't encoded in our relationships at all. Black children grow up in systems where melanin is shameful and still ask, why does colorism persist? Because psychological colonization requires no chains, just desires. I want a light-skinned woman. My baby might have green eyes. I know the baby hair will be intact. Desire, right, becomes the jail cell. Frantz Fanon warned in Black Skin, White Masks. The colonized people often attempt to become white through mimicry, not just in language, but in longing. He cautioned, right? To love is to want to be loved by the other. In a world where whiteness is that other, love becomes racial aspiration, not intimacy. The colored lover is our topic tonight. The colored lover it is not a romantic type. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? If it's not coming from soul resonance, where is it coming from? Right? It's deep stuff. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here right now. Stephanie from Maryland, come on up in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Wow, such a great topic. I think that this is a topic that we need to have discussions in our families with. But yes, I did have a couple thoughts.
Go ahead.
I think that this gives us a lens. There's like a lens that develops when we talk about colorism. I'm a dark-skinned woman full of melanin, and it's like I have an actual lens, and then I have like the cautionary lens. So my actual lens, I can see the world as every man has opportunities to win. But then the cautionary lens is I'm looking at the systematic parts of things, and I'm considering what others are thinking and how they're judging me. And so as a dark-skinned woman or child, I grew up hearing I was beautiful, that I was smart, but I never heard that I was pretty. And I confronted my family members, and I talked to like my friends about things like this because it impacted me. So in childhood...
But wait, I don't mean to interrupt, but if you heard you were beautiful, isn't beautiful and pretty like synonyms? Like
You would think...
Talk
you
to
would
me.
think so. You would think so. So as a dark-skinned young child, I grew up with a best friend who was lighter than me. And she had long hair, and she was more eccentric than I was. And in comparison, it seemed like she was given the adjectives pretty, or she was picked for different things, like to showcase.
Right.
And, you would think that it's, oh, no, this is fair. But over time, us growing up together, it became very noticeable. And, it did impact me. But I just always would make sure that I would challenge myself and think about these things and ask questions. My family didn't necessarily know how to answer it. They more so just tried to brush it under the rug, But my family being a Southern family, we definitely practice colorism in our jokes. We call some family members black. We call some family members white girl. And no, they're not white, but this is what we do. And then I had like one other example, and I was a HBCU cheerleader. I guess I'll refrain what school it was. But at a HBCU black school, I tried out for cheerleading, and there was another young lady who was dark-skinned, similar frame, and she was also just as good as me. And the thing is, later on, we both discovered that we both had the same thoughts at the tryout. We looked at each other, and we thought, they're not going to pick both of us. Wow. And this is a black squad. because as a dark-skinned girl, especially at that point, I'm like 18, I know how things go systematically. Yes, you're all welcome to try out, but a black squad is only going to choose so many dark-skinned girls.
Wow.
And, this is just, 2004? And like I said, we actually both made the squad, but the thing is, we talked about it, and because we both had this, we looked at each other, and it's crazy that we had the same exact thought. Finally...
So let me just say, you guys were shocked that you both made the squad and actually disproved because you guys felt like they're going to only take one of us. They can't take both of us, but then they wound up and took both of you. So you were shocked, right?
Yes, and she grew up in Texas, and I grew up in Maryland. So for both of us to grow up in different places and come to the same school that we went to, but still have the same thought process, that was very intriguing.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. But this is the last thing, though.
My engineer is intrigued by your conversation. He's got questions. He was like, were there a lot of light-skinned girls on the team as well?
There weren't. So
now Andy mad. He mad. He's saying, wait a minute, you projecting now. Now Andy's like, you projected. Come on, talk to us, sister.
And, but we're talking about it. There is a level of projection that I had with that.
I love it.
Of course. And the school that I went to graciously, no, they were recruiting the dark-skinned, melanin, shapely, woman-like person.
Oh,
and so, again, it was very surprising. But overall, how this impacted my relationships, it made me feel a bit invisible. So I still had some of that childhood trauma. Like I felt like in my relationship, it presented as me feeling invisible and feeling overlooked.
Wait, I want to give you more time. Just hold tight. Stay on the line. Stick with me because you're cooking right now. You've already outlined the HBCU experience. You thought it was going to be one thing. It wound up being another. It was actually a safe space where they were looking for the chocolate, beautiful Duncan Hines chocolate sister. Come on. Then we're going to shift to the intimate relationship where it might be a different type of experience. She was pleasantly surprised in college. Let's see if that trend continues when we come forward. We got a lot to talk about.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things. Like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell.
Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
1455 Frazee, San Diego. CordellCordell.com.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Brown skin, you know I love your brown skin. I can't tell where yours begins. I can't tell where mine is. Brown skin, up against my brown skin. Need some every now and then. Oh, yeah. Where are your people from? Maybe Mississippi or an island. Apparently your skin has been kissed by the sun. You make me want a Hershey's kiss. Your licorice. Every time I see your lips, it makes me think of honey.
And it was never real science. It was racism, ableism, and classism dressed up in lab coats and law books. Sterilized children, jailed the disabled, banned people from being seen in public just for how they looked. That's not dystopian fiction. That was real life in America. They called it science. They called it public decency. Eugenics and ugly laws weren't just policies. They were tools of erasure. And the same beliefs behind them, they show up today in our politics, in our public spaces, and yes, even in your TikTok feed. Let's break down how these systems worked and why we have to keep talking about them. At its core, eugenics is the idea that we can improve humanity by controlling who gets to have children. It started in the 1800s when Francis Galton, inspired by his cousin Charles Darwin, decided some people were more fit than others. In the US, Charles Davenport took this even further. He created the Eugenics Record Office, where scientists tracked people they labeled feeble-minded, immoral, or unfit. And it takes an even darker turn. Over 60,000 people.
Unfit? Like you're an unfit human. Who makes that? Okay, go ahead, finish.
Immoral or unfit. And it takes an even darker turn. Over 60,000 people, often poor, disabled, Black, Indigenous, or immigrants, were forcibly sterilized, often without even knowing. Elaine Riddick, a Black woman from North Carolina, was sterilized at just 14 years old after she had been assaulted. She found out years later she had been permanently prevented from having children without consent. She's not alone. Thousands of stories like hers exist, all in the name of improving society. And while eugenics worked through surgeries and laws, ugly laws controlled public space. Starting in the late 1800s, cities like Chicago, Denver, and San Francisco passed ugly laws, making it illegal for people with visible disabilities to appear in public. If you had missing limbs, facial differences, or other physical disabilities, you could be fined, arrested, or harassed simply for being seen. So while eugenics tried to erase people from future generations,
an ugly ticket? You get a ticket for being disfigured? And it's called the ugly law. And then fast forward to today, 2025, we got the big, beautiful bill, which is still ugly. Hey, man, go ahead. Let it finish.
Illegal for people with visible disabilities to appear in public. If you had missing limbs, facial differences, or other physical disabilities, you could be fined, arrested, or harassed simply for being seen. So while eugenics try to erase people from future generations, ugly laws try to erase them from public view. Both systems were built on the same fear that disability, difference, and poverty made society weaker or impure. Both targeted the same groups: disabled people, poor people, people of color. Fast forward to today, these ideas haven't disappeared. On social media, people casually toss around the word eugenics. Some think it's just a thing. Others confuse genetic research with eugenics entirely. Bottom line, eugenics and ugly laws were about erasing people who didn't fit a narrow mold of perfection. One sterilized them, the other hid them. Their legacy still affects how we treat disability, poverty, and race today, from public policy to online discourse.
In the name of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, what is going on? This is what the great Murty meant. Krishna Hurti, it is no measure of health to be fully or well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Insane people creating legislation, ugly laws. Let's get Stephanie back in here from Maryland. Stephanie, my mind is blown right now. So, you had a good experience in college, correct?
I've had some good experiences, some bad.
But I'm
all
saying,
learning experience.
in general, you were accepted there. You made the team, the cheerleader squad, with another sister that is also Duncan Hines chocolatey goodness, which surprised the both of you, right? So now, tell me about the intimate relationship side. What was your experience as a voluptuous devil's cake beauty? Come on. What was that experience like? And was your skin accepted by brothers? Did brothers like covet you? Talk to me. I want to know your experience.
Oh my. So I grew up feeling invisible. And of course we can throw a little low self-esteem in there, you know, just given some of my background. But with the colorism, I know that impacted me. And like I said, from a dark-skinned person point of view, you hear every word and you hear the differences in how you're described versus how a light-skinned person is described, how they're selected maybe more so than you are.
Wait, did you experience this in college and in your adult life? Before you answer that, we're going to come forward, but stay right there. We're going back to Maryland because I want to get this thought. Let's do it.
You'll be my sugar daddy. Brown skin, you know I love your brown skin. I can't tell where yours begins. I can't tell where mine is. Brown skin, up against my brown skin. Need some every now and then.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Eric Freeman, the first black deputy chief in Grand Rapids, Michigan, fire history, celebrated his retirement on Monday.
I was very fortunate